Hi guys, so I did wake up at 7 a.m. and I was going to do some walking, and the weather it was kind of a little bit colder, so I did put this shirt. I don't like to wear too many blouses. The weather is kind of cold, so I did put this on. After that, it was a little more warm. And this blouse is like a kind of it makes a warm effect. And then I want to take my shoes and drink some water. So after that I wanted to put some parts of the blog on the cloud, like Google Drive. And here I was testing like some positions to the camera for me to film myself with some better angles, but I didn't use those angles, as you can see on the next video. And here I put these clothes for walking. I did put this shirt and I think it's like for like a cold weather, and the other one if it was a little bit more cold, and if it was not, I took it and take off if it got warmer. And I think it got nice. So I went for a walk, and I don't like it to take a long walk, so I think I did walking over just about 30 minutes or something like that. And here there was this dog. I thought it really strange that when I saw it, but I filmed it. I went for a walk at like 7:30. I woke up 7 a.m. I was supposed to wake up at 6 a.m. but it was like too dark, and I thought that I was going to make some noise and wake up other people. And so I went back to sleep, and I was a little sleepy too. I think I didn't was able to really go in front of a screen at that time, because yesterday I went to bed late. I was editing some videos, and my eyes was just hurting because in front of a screen for too long. And I woke up at 7 a.m. and it took me like 30 minutes to get set to go. Before that, I did something at the notebook, some notes just in that, and the walk lasted like 30 minutes. It was weird outside, like no clouds. I didn't. I thought that I would go today for a walk like 6:30, but it was cold, and today I almost didn't go because I thought it was too cold, but it wasn't. I took a jacket with me and didn't put on me because it was like the sun a little warm. a.m. and went to the notebook, see some notes that I was see then again, and I deleted them. I didn't delete it before because I wasn't sure that I that I that I that I that it was all accomplished on that note to cross. So for that I deleted it, and after that I went to that I was saying yesterday on the video yesterday. I did want to translate into English some words that I wrote in Portuguese, and I wrote a lot of them. That is easy for me. Just the pronunciation. I was trying to pronounce that, and my voice is a little weird. And when I speak, it hurts. I need to practice more pronunciation for me to get more easy for me to talk, and my don't hurt and my head hurt when I when I when I'm getting nervous about a time that I'm not the fear of that what I'm doing. I forget of everything. So that's what I'm going to show a little what I'm doing. And here I was practicing some English. I did wrote in Portuguese some words, and I was trying to write it in English for me to practice the writing. If I was writing correctly that word in English, and while I was writing the word in English, I was also practicing pronunciation. It was some words that it's for me more difficult to remember, like useful words, phrases, and expressions, but that I don't use it every day, so it's more difficult for me to remember in advance, like some more unused words, I think in English, but I find it more easy to remember. I didn't was practicing those. I was practicing some other ones that I think they are sometimes you really useful and sometimes not. To impressed, to embarrassed, to blushed, to struggled, to encouraged, to motivated, to succeeded, to failed, to improved, to reached, to supported, to fixed, to painted, to checked, to vacuumed, to swept, to dusted, to ironed, to shared, to stone, to rubbed, to killed, to accused, to arrested, to murdered, to managed, to recognized, to shoot, shot, to wrecked, to practiced, to repeated, to mastered, to misunderstood, to faked, to pretended, to assumed, to supposed, to damaged, to caused, to that you promote, that you broadcast, that you interview, the interviewed, to updated. Wish that you disappointed. And it's just that there is another list of verbs that I'm going to read, I think, in the afternoon. I want to show you in the morning, but I think I want to have time in the morning for the things that I want to do after that I do this. And the list that I wrote, the words in English, there is a little some of them, and I'm already anxious because I needed to see if I wrote them correctly to the translation in English. And here I was reading some texts or something, and reading some things that I wrote in paper. While that I was trying to eat some fruits, like in the morning, because I don't like to eat at the morning something too much. I like to eat more fruits. And after that, I went to put some documents on Google Drive, like to put it on the cloud. It was a lot of things, So I did spend some time doing that. And because I spend some time reading, sometimes my back starts getting me backaches. So I tried to do some exercise by seeing YouTube videos, and I try to do those exercises. Some some of them, in order for you to do them, you need to have some flexibility, but I didn't have that, and I spent like a hard time doing that. But I tried to do to to, to do it the best as I could. And from those 30 minutes of exercise, the most that I took of that was some that I was with my I was lying down, and like something to put the food, some exercise to put the legs like up in a horizontal way. It was really good for my back, and after that I tried to do that one another time that I was like having back aches, and only the one was really great for me to get better those back aches, and the other ones are really good at making them, because at that time I didn't notice like some difference, but in the afternoon it made a difference. Those exercises were for beginners stretching. I spent some time washing the dishes from the dinner. Like I was studying a little bit at night, I was making the dinner a little bit later, so it took me more time and effort to do the dinner and clean all the things at night when I didn't want to do that at the morning.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. Standing right
Up from the heathens, got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving.
So then I watched the comedy TV series called The Mirror that I think it's really good, and I was watching it because it is just like 20 minutes each episode. I I was I watched an episode of it. And then, because I don't like it to watch just comedy, I wanted to watch a drama TV series. And I did watch it before, but I think the episodes are really interesting, and there are some parts of the episodes that you are watching, but you don't spend much attention. And I like to go back and rewatch all of those. I was watching in Portuguese because I think comedy it's really more because it's made for you to laugh and 20 minutes for you to laugh, and if you spend 20 minutes watching that and without laughing, I start to realize that by watching that in English I didn't I wasn't paying much attention, so I did put it in Portuguese for me to watch, and the other drama TV series also was watching in Portuguese, but this last one that I said, I think it is more easy for me to watch in English, but didn't want to do that because like it's 30 minutes episode and I didn't want to go back and hear again what the persons said, and it was like a little bit late. And then I was hearing some noise outside and I went to see it, but it wasn't anything. Now it's midnight and I'm going to bed now. See some things that I said before. Write in English some things that I wrote in Portuguese for me if I still remember the words that I learned. and I'm going to read that list and cross the things that I have done, which I think I did the most of them. Just one thing I think I didn't do it, and maybe I can see that tomorrow morning. For paper to wake up at 6 a.m. Then I wanted to wake at 7 a.m. So it's that very disappointed in myself. It should be at this time and didn't want to sleep. And then at night I was practicing some English. It was like I said before, I did wrote some origins in Portuguese, and I was trying to translate them into English by writing them in English and seeing if I wrote them correctly, and also practicing pronunciation. And this time it was some words that are for me more easy to remember, but like I said, I wanted to see if I was in my head the way I knew how to pronounce that word when I was going to write it. I knew exactly how to write that word. And what I can say of this is because I think those words are more easily stuck in my head. It was more difficult to write them correctly. More difficult to write them correctly, and the other ones that are, I think, some words that are not used and sometimes really used, it was more easy to write them correctly in English because I was practicing that words and phrases a little bit of time, and as I was practicing it, it was for me more easy to remember exactly how to write that word in English. here was just taking off some things off my hair because I was going to sleep, and my hair was kind of a little frizzy, and it was really weird for me to sleep, so I had the idea to take it off and see how it was the hair, and if so here I was washing my teeth, and then I went to sleep. I think I went to sleep like midnight.